to the face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, hip in the front so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Come on with a dank, scrolling the tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping, I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though, and welcome back to Woodward Ringside live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Eazy by Spin More X.
First,
we got Chris today. He cleaned up. You wore a shirt that fit you.
Yes. I had to dig deep in the closet.
I'm proud of you.
I had to dig deep in the closet to find a shirt that fit, but you know,
and all this wouldn't be made possible if it weren't for one friend near and dear to all of our hearts, one of the backbones of this network. His name is Brandon Dent, a.k.a. DetroitKoolAid.
Shout
out to him. Doing back-to-back two shows like he's Drizzy Drake. And when was that one?
That was 2016.
Oh, summer 16?
Yeah. That and back-to-back. Or back-to-back was 2015, I think. Yeah.
We also had the last show. It sounded like there was a little bit of something funky going on with the mics.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that's fixed because we have one of the best sound guys in that network. That's Kohloff.
Top four for sure.
One of the best sound guys. One of the best beat guys out there, man, doing your thing.
Come on now,
fellas. Let's go. I'm fired up. We finally get football back tonight. And Lions, we're going to be breaking it down all day. Big news, big show.
Oh, yeah. We've been slow rolling it all week. Today, we're diving right in. Detroit Lions versus Green Bay Packers. This is probably the second, if not the best matchup of the week, I got to say. Yeah. I think Bills-Ravens is the only thing topping it. Am I wrong there?
This one's in division.
Well, I mean, this one is, if you think about it, it's already being labeled a must-win. It's already Nick, are we there?
Is it?
Are we there, Microwave? Are we there? Is this week one a must-win?
Set the tone. Is this a must-win? We'll tell you later in the show.
Okay. I do want to say this, though, because shout out to Nick. Nick is also, I'll admit this, obviously we make fun of each other a lot in this show. Nick is one of the better fantasy football players, I think, of the network. I'd say so. And so I want Nick's opinion on something because I've been throwing Kool-Aid this trade because I need an RB too. and I'm not the only one throwing Kool-Aid this trade, at least to my knowledge. Tet McMillan, first-round pick, top 10 guy if I'm not mistaken. Carolina Panthers probably going to be passing a lot in games. He's not the greatest team. They also traded away his number one target from last year, Adam Thielen, gone. Why would you do that if you weren't confident in your first-round pick in Tet McMillan? I put him on the table. And Tyler Warren, or Jalen Warren, I apologize, who just got re-signed by the Pittsburgh Steelers. That package I offered to DetroitKoolAid for the shitty Packers running back Josh Jacobs.
I should have known it was Josh Jacobs because you love fair? Josh Jacobs.
No, not a fair trade. That's why you take running backs early. The most valuable player is the guy that touches the ball 20-plus times. I am a strictly running back early guy. You get all the flash with the wide receivers. You go running back, and if you got to flex, damn it, you do it again. Chris, what do you think?
But I'll from Jalen Warren.
Who's Cheeks?
RB1, Cheeks.
And that is beautiful, man.
He splits.
Woo.
He splits with, what's the other back from
No
Pittsburgh?
one right now. He's the only guy there. Najee Harris gone.
No, I know Najee Harris, but they brought in somebody else. It's
and
like
they just paid him.
That's ranked right around him.
Caleb Johnson's ranked. He's RB4 right now.
But still, too, I think if I'm doing that, not to block your shine, but although I am going to. I would say it's too early to make a move for that Carolina rookie receiver. Like, to me, I got to see at least 1 week of this guy ball out. And this is from somebody who has him in 2 of my 4 leagues. So I'm actually a believer in him. I like what you're saying. I think there's value. But if I'm trading for him, especially a known back like Josh Jacobs, that balls. Like,
dude, it's the poopy Packers, guys. Come on, what are we doing?
I'd be very hesitant.
Packers are a shitty team every other day of the week, except for we're talking fantasy. What's going on?
Poopy fudge Packers.
The poopy fudge Packers. We got Micah Parsons taking back shots before the game.
What?
Oh my God,
that's what's happening. He's taking back shots. I heard that needle's big too. It's got to be true, right?
It's got to be true.
You guys had Dr. Pierce on today. Did they talk about that at all?
Yeah, you know what? He did talk a little bit about it, and I know he's probably going to give one more breakdown. He talked about trying to even jump on with the heavyweights sometimes as well to be able to talk about some of this stuff. But he thinks it's a mistake. He believes that Michael Parsons playing right now is a mistake. Usually when people get this type of procedure, if he's gotten that injection, they generally need time to rehab. He says that if he doesn't And if that medical staff doesn't treat this thing with the extreme care, he can find himself in a position where he's missing 2 to 6 weeks. He's at risk playing up against Penei Sewell and the Detroit Lions offensive line.
You know what's crazy? So we said this is probably the second, if not the best matchup of the week. Kool-Aid, do you got that video of Micah Parsons in there on VMix? Because he has something to say about Detroit today.
And we want the smoke.
We want that smoke. Sounds like he wants that smoke.
You said Michael Parsons was
Yes,
saying
sir.
that?
Yes, sir. It's like a locker room video.
Yeah, it should
it's
be
like him from like the side.
Of the, full screen graphics.
Yeah, yep, I see it there.
All right.
Honestly, bro, I felt like Dallas and Detroit already had a rivalry. I already got that rivalry built up. Bro, I'm excited to play them. I never liked Detroit. I never liked them. Even when I was in Dallas, it's just always it was just always a heavyweight fight every time they came in. And they kind of got our guys when I was injured last year, or the whole team was injured. And so, I just think it's a funny way how things work. I'm excited to play them. I know they're excited, and it's going to go all 12 to 15 rounds.
I never liked Detroit, he said. That's funny because his dad was on a podcast saying something totally else.
The man whose balls delivered him loved Detroit and said my son should go there.
You want him to be here, the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I find that very peculiar.
Great poll, great word.
That the Lions are not a team that
I'm
Michael Parsons likes. Yeah, I get the part where he says, hey, it wasn't fun because even when they were injured, they still played well and they've played us hard and all of that. So I get him being like, yeah, I'm annoyed with this team or whatever, but this was I don't like this team. To me, that's different than hey, I respect this team because this team comes out and balls. And that's what he kind of felt like he was saying at one point. And then the other point, he was saying he kind of hated them. I don't know. I think it's one of those things where, man, look, if your dad's saying you want to be here, if you're going through all these back channels, you want to be anywhere in the world, and you picked Green Bay, really? That's what we want to believe, right? Because if you love Detroit, I mean, I've been to Wisconsin. Shout out Pickles. Shout out Brothers. Shout out Eau Claire. And I will say, it has nothing to offer compared to Detroit.
For sure.
Royal Oak is shitting on it.
Detroit
Rochester's shitting on it. Novi, every city you can name here is shitting on what Wisconsin has to offer.
Farmington?
Farmington Hills.
Just threw a Novi shout out in there. That was the most random poll, dude.
Harrison Township, Clinton Township, Seiko Short. Nah, but everywhere. Come on, man. What are we doing? There's nothing to do there but drink and eat cheese. I've been there.
Part of me feels like maybe they were hoping that the Lions were the ones to come and knock on that door. Because I feel like if it's the Lions, why would you not go and form the best edge tandem ever and really be one of those defining pieces that can help put this team over the top? I'm smelling salt from tears. And I think it's a guy who knows, okay, I'm here at the Packers. Lions probably, they didn't really go and knock the door down to come and get me at a price that I felt like if he wanted him, Brad could have done it. And now what are you going to do? Now you have to act like all the other Packers. And you got to artificially pump yourself up. Pump it up. Shout out Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now all of a sudden you got to artificially pump it up, right? Now all of a sudden you have to go out there and you have to say these things. What you going to do? Because you know what the Packers fans are going to do if you don't step to the podium and say, oh, I hate Detroit. Oh, I'm ready to go out there. And no, you're not, bro.
He's trying to sell jerseys.
That's where it's at with me, man. I think, honestly, there's a situation because Chris is right. He went back to what? Oh, no, they're still a good team and everything. Yeah, you know what's about to happen. You came to a division, and you got paid, and I'm glad you did because I don't see division titles in your future at all while you're a Packer. Not at all, Mr. Michael Parsons. I think it's more salt than anything, bro.
Well, Salty's not a Detroit Lion.
Yeah.
Nick?
This is what Micah Parsons was saying there.
Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me. That's Micah Parsons. He knows this is the 425 game of the week on Fox. You know they're going to use it in the pregame. They want to build. They want to build up the hype of this matchup. And Micah Parsons just got traded to a NFC contender in everybody's eyes. That he wants to build this up. So he's manufacturing that beef.
Cutting the promo
for the 425 Game of the week, Detroit Lions versus the Packers. That's all this is in my eyes. I don't see anything of it. And honestly, like, bulletin board material for Dan Campbell. You think that guy that just got traded and now he's saying he hates Detroit?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
You can listen to an interview of Dan Campbell. You ready to run through a fucking wall like the Kool-Aid man. No pun intended. Shout out.
Shout out.
The building. Oh, yeah. Like, let me get some of these super chats real quick, too, by the way. Shout out to Burn, first and foremost. Did you guys already read this one? No, I don't believe you did. No. I knew something was wrong. No way Brad passed up trading away picks for an injured player. Apologize to Brad. He probably would have gave 6 picks. We also got another super chat. Whoa! From Dev the Dog says, Mike, stop the cat. You mad? He's in Green Bay. Cat. He went 3 all day, baby. And for me, obviously I could take this the way it's going to draw, stir the people up and get them going. And it should, either way, because it is fuck the Packers for life. I think there's some truth in that too, because there's been like a little rivalry between like Detroit and the Packers. At least for me, from my standpoint, I fucking hate them.
Yeah,
I even go back to watch what the Detroit Lions did to the Cowboys in that game. It feels like Dan Campbell them hate them as well too, and you have reason for it because you beat them. I say they beat them. Obviously, on paper they ended up losing the game, but that was the famous fucking Taylor Decker. You know what we call himself? Reported.
Yeah, Skipper and Decker. Yeah.
There's that, and there's also like not David versus Goliath thing, but like you got the hard work, the blue collar stuff from Detroit, and like the Cowboys, which is like the glitz and glamour, the fucking like the flashiness. Like I do think that's always been like a little bit of rivalry, and now he's got to deal with it tenfold because he's gonna be facing us twice a year.
And I was gonna say, man, throughout the chat, throughout the show, I'm gonna be looking at the chat, and you might have to translate some things that your chat's saying because I'm not in the heavies every now and then. So
okay.
WMU says Green Bay as a city is okay. I guess talking back to Chris. Yeah. But he said the girls up there are heat seekers for the hog. What does that mean?
I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I don't know.
Your chat for me.
I can't necessarily translate that one, but I will say this: downtown Detroit, we were doing those shows back at the Tin Roof. I was up there. I went upstairs, and the Green Bay fan selection of women was top tier.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie. I was surprised of like what they had going on and buttfuck Wisconsin. Well, they're packing. I mean, no pun intended.
Let me ask you something because my breakdown.
Something to cheese.
Yeah, my breakdown was like they had a lot of broad shoulders.
That's why Matt LaFleur's so feminine too.
They had a lot of broad shoulders. Do you like broad shoulder women?
I didn't see the broad. It was a good selection from where I was. It could have been women that were just like from Michigan that were Packers fans. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing up north. That would make a lot more sense, to be honest with you. But I was definitely like, I did not think the women of Wisconsin looked like this.
I'll be honest. I didn't see a Warren.
Yeah, you were there. You stayed.
I didn't see a Warren.
You didn't see a Warren 6.
I did not see a
Warren
6.
I'm taking your word for it.
I saw a bunch of 4s and 5s, but it was weird. It was like there wasn't a lot of lows, but there wasn't any highs. It was like a very just small range, and that was an interesting trip. But
Robbie Hoover. Shout out to the World Sports Chat. Says Green Bay area sucks. Went there last year. Nice golf course though.
I will say though, they got cheap alcohol. So for you drinkers, man, look.
What else are they supposed to do there?
$6 double shot. That's why their favorite hobby is drinking and driving. You know they have 4 of the top 5 cities in drinking and driving.
Them?
Yes.
I 1,000,000% believe.
Yeah.
Talk dirty to me, Chris.
$6 double shots.
The language of my people.
$6 double shots.
That's so best. I see what you're implying.
You can black out for $24.
My man said cheap alcohol for the broad shoulder girls.
That's also makes sense. Yeah. Like if we want to keep reproducing this area with all these manly looking women, we gotta get these guys drunk first.
That's why they got. That's why they got a bunch of Clay Matthews.
Pump out Packers fans. We gotta get them drunk.
Why do you think Packers always have good linebackers, man? That's true. Tell you, an offensive lineman,
broad-shouldered women.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. They're not thick in the waist; they're thick in the shoulders.
Wisconsin, run the rock college program,
Play
good defense, run the ball. Yeah. Don't turn it over.
Don't turn it over, baby. And
not
listen,
flashy.
We're gonna get into the nitty gritty when it comes to the Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers this weekend. But first and foremost, it's gonna be a fight. Yeah. But we're strapped when it comes to these fights. We got Ven Johnson helping us out with that one, Kool-Aid. I mean, So that's you, Nick.
When crisis hits, don't panic. Let Ven fight for you. And at Ven Johnson Law, we make it simple. Step 1, verify. Gather the details and snap the photos. Step 2, engage. Call your attorney. Step 3, notify. Let your insurance provider know there's only one call to make, or it's the wrong call. Check it out over at Ven Johnson Law.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. Venfights.com.
The bats are hot, and the weather is getting hotter. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters, Woodward Sports. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Buddy's Pizzeria. Guys, Buddy'sPizza.com has got the hookup. You want to know why? Not only has Buddy's Pizza been dominating the pizza game here in Detroit since like the 50s, but I'll also give you 10% off if you want to try it for the first time or just try it ever. It's not a first-time discount. It's an all-the-time discount. Use promo code TIMMILL, get yourself 10% off that barbecue brisket pizza, that barbecue chicken salad, and many, many more. Make sure you try, obviously, the classic Detroit-style pizza. But it's Buddy'sPizza.com. Bone Journal, welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Christopher Platte. We got DetroitKoolAid. We got Nick the Wizard.
Hey,
taking ass in the audio booth.
Shout out.
Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. Cool. How did you want to do these videos? You want me to call them out or you just want to play them? I'm cool with either way. Whatever's more comfortable for you because you're a guest on this show.
Let me know, man. You can call them out. Chris did a good job at labeling these things, man.
Shout out to Chris.
Shout out.
I kind of want to. Do you got Johnny Morton on his answers for Parsons and Gary?
Yes, sir.
Because obviously it's a big concern. It's a big matchup in this one. Here's what the Detroit Lions offensive coordinator had to say about that one.
John, every defensive coordinator wants to be able to get away with rushing 4. The Packers probably did that better than anybody last year. Just a lot of rush 4, drop 7. As an offensive coordinator, what are the challenges that presents when a defense can take that approach?
Yeah, we got 2 pretty good tackles. So I'm not as much as concerned about that. I mean, we got some great players here. But, Parsons and Gary, they're really good. So, we'll have plans, but our 2 tackles are pretty damn good.
It sounds like he's not really worried like that. I like the confidence, dude.
No fear.
And honestly, like, if they're going to rush 4, that is ideal for me. Like, honestly, like, they have a kid named Edgerrin Cooper who I think has all-pro potential. I really do. I felt that way about him coming out of the draft. And I hate that he went to the Green Bay Packers, but that's a guy you can put on the blitz, a guy you can drop back into coverage. Like, he can kind of do it all, stop the run. I don't need 5 rushers. Give me the 4 rushers. And yeah, Michael Parsons is really good. Yeah, Rashawn Gary is really good. So is Penei Sewell. So is Taylor Decker. And I'm damn sure they have a game plan to get that ball out quick to not even give those guys the opportunity. And the thing about it, too, is like everyone's talking about the offense coordinator switch over. I'm just kind of sick of having that conversation. I know we'll talk about it a little bit today, too. But, like, it's the same. He's point blank told you. He's not disguised it, not tried to hide it at all. From the players to John Moore to Dan Campbell, we're running the same offense. We're not going to change which isn't broken. We're not going to try to fix what's not broken. We're going to do the same things. And so last year, when that extra pressure was on Jared Goff, he got that ball out quick. And the blitz, the effect, the pressures, it didn't affect him the same as old. That was why he was number 5 in the top 100.
And bro, I keep saying people as well give a lot of credit to John Morton for Bo Nix, and they're talking about the leap he's going to take as a quarterback. because of the foundation that John Morton helped him set. But then they switch over to the more experienced MVP, top 5 MVP quarterback in Jared Goff, and they act as if somehow John Morton and or Jared Goff are just going to be broken. I don't get that type of narrative, man.
Speaking of broken, the story this week that came out too over the weekend, like Ben Johnson wanted to hire John Morton.
Yeah.
That was a crazy story.
I don't get it when they do these things where they kind of talk out of both sides of their mouth, and on one hand I'm unsure of this, I'm unsure of this guy and what he can bring to the table, and then on the other hand they'll talk about his how much of a loss he was to Denver. Like I don't get that. And I will say, pertaining back to the matchup of the Lions, because I think that's where this game is going to be decided, is the Lions. And I know that's a very simple take, but it really is important because both lines on both teams have had a lot of changeovers over the last year, and we're going to really see show improved time where they're at. And I'm glad that this matchup is week 1 because you do have Decker when he's healthy, and I do have some questions and some concerns about that the rest of the season. You do have Micah Parsons where he is right now at the very least limited, and some experts even saying, like our own Dr. Pierce saying he shouldn't even be playing right now. So I think I'm comfortable with it. It seems like our OC is comfortable with it. Like I'm not that worried because also, truth be told, like when it comes down to it, these guys are athletic freaks on this offensive line, and that's what I've kind of grown to accept about it, is that they could use some refining, yes, but the physicality that this offensive line is going to have, I know the skills will need some time to develop, but Hank Fraley is there.
Yeah.
You talk about the changes that happened. One change that didn't happen is Hank Fraley. Fraley stayed there. And so for all of these guards outside of Tate and Miles, this is nothing new. He's been working with them. So while the OC may have changed, the guy that's really working in the trenches with them has stayed the same.
And John Morton said that too. John Morton himself, when they were talking to him about this offense, I believe he was being interviewed by Lions.com. He talked about that. He said, I cannot wait to get with Hank Fraley and go over this because he's not just the offensive line coach, and he's not just one of the more consistent players or coaches within this offense, but he's also now gotten that upgrade. So not only did he stay in place, but now they've made him the passing game coordinator in addition to offensive lines coach and run game coordinator. So I look forward to seeing what he's going to be, and I look forward to seeing what he does to help variate what John Morton has shown to be too. I see people in the chat too. They're wondering, like, what type of offense do you believe John Morton brings to the table?
It's the same one, man. It's gonna be the same stuff. Yeah. And he was here when it was built up. The other thing I'd say too, because I will admit, like that is a powerful like edge rushing duo on the other side, wholeheartedly. But what's not whole right now, as you said, to the back injury with Micah Parsons. Beyond that, too, just the football, being in football shape. He missed camp. He didn't report to practice until just last week. So I don't even believe that he's going to be in all these types of weird like 5-man fronts or blitzing from the inside. I mean, he may, but I just think he's really going to be limited in the sense of like how often he's going to be out there. I think and I don't want to call it a snap count, which it may be that because of the back injury, but I think just let alone just like where he is at. Yeah, how much steam does he have? How much gas does he have in the tank to even run a game like this?
Well, I said scheme.
Scheme.
Yeah, like
I'm talking steam. Just like how much does he have in the tank after not being in shape and not practicing since the beginning of camp? We've been in camp earlier than every other team because we played the Hall of Fame game. And not only that, too, like with him specifically, again, I'm not doubting that he's a dog. He's a beast. I think he's better in the run game than a lot of people give him credit for. You don't really ask him to stop the run. That's why you don't see the flashy run numbers. But like Nick brought up brilliantly, he still has like 63 career TFLs. But the thing with him, or I guess with us, and the way we play football, is we're coming out to punch you in the mouth. And if you're not in football shape, the physicality that we bring, the athletes that we have on that side of the ball, they're going to bring it to you, and they're going to wear you down throughout the game. And that's what we've done to the Green Bay Packers since the inception of Dan Campbell and this regime. Like we've punched them in the mouth every single time, even when they had the upper hand. We caught them that last week, 17. It was like 2021, and then from there, I think Dan kind of had Matt LaFleur's card from that one on.
Yeah,
like it's the way we play football is going to wear down Micah Parsons. I think we're not only believe if the run game is as successful, I believe it can be. Which again, they're missing Kenny Clark, which it should be. If there's the confidence I have mostly in this offensive line is the ability to run the football, and I think it's going to work in the middle too. Like, I have some concerns with Graham. I have concerns with Tate a little bit, just from like Graham being a little bit old, a little banged up, and then Tate being like a rookie when it comes to pass pro.
Right.
But when it comes to running the football,
Yeah.
you tell me I have a 6'7" guard that just likes to tear the heads off people, like, and there's no Kenny Clark stopping him. I don't think we're going to see Micah Parsons in too many pass rush situations. I don't think we're going to be pinned down like that. Like, this may be a bigger problem come Thanksgiving, but for this matchup, give me the Detroit Lions, Nick.
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
The confidence in this whole entire coaching staff is impeccable. And you know what? They should be confident. You think about last season, what they do. They put up 33.1 points per game. Guess where that stood? Number 1 in the NFL. That's why Johnny Morton's coming in here. No, he's not going to change too much, because why would he? They had the best offense in football. And for them to be successful, like you said, they are going to run the rock. And I do think it is pretty funny that Morton talks about the other team's edges, and they're saying, we're going to do what we do. And I think one thing that they do is they're not too worried about edges. I mean, obviously, we got lucky in having one in Aiden Hutchinson, but they think that they can abuse these guys, to be honest. Mm-hmm. If they can run the ball, I believe that they will be effective in winning this game. And I like to hear the confidence out of John Morton.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't playing scared football. And, you know, like we talked about, sometimes Ben Johnson got a little cute at times. I don't think you're going to see it at all with John Morton.
I'm with you on that one, too.
That's a good point.
And just the way we got to play. When you're going against a Micah Parsons, I mean, that's the game plan anyway. Don't put yourself in passing situations. Run the hell out of the football. And that's, I think those words came out of his mouth verbatim.
Yeah. I mean, look, it goes back to what I said, right? The physicality that this Lions offensive line is going to bring. Again, the technical skills may not be there for some of them, but they are going to be able to just physically impose their will. I mean, we saw it from the defensive side of the ball week 1 against the Rams. Remember when fucking Anzo looked like he was just like a man on a mission, dude?
Yeah.
He looked like a whole other breed of
day.
human. Like, yeah, he was a lot of stuff, bro. I can't believe he was doing the things he was doing, man. He was out there really looking like Thor. But I think that's what it's going to come down to. Is sometimes football is such a complicated sport. It's so scheme related. Coaching matters so much, but sometimes there are certain elements of physicality that can just swing a game, and that is what this Lions team and this whole Lions regime has been about from the jump. They have been able to establish that, hey, we are always going to be the physical team no matter what, and that took them toe-to-toe with a shot to get to the Super Bowl when we all know that roster was not NFC Conference Championship level roster. Like, they just came out, impose their will. You can go really far with that, and I think that these young guys have talent, and it's raw. And so Mahogany, and you got Tate and all of these guys. But like you said, man, just run the ball with Tate and Penei, and just let them be freaks. That's just physical nature, physical dominance, and that's what I expect to see. So I have no concerns about the Lions' run game against the Green Bay Packers at all.
Not at all, man. I think that's what we're going to live and die by.
Yeah.
Come Sunday. I cannot wait. Football is tonight. I don't care about the Cowboys. I really don't. I'm locked in.
That's a snooze
I'm going to be watching. I don't care. Yeah. Sunday is when the shit's going down. And the other thing I'd say, too, like just a stamp the fact like we're going to be the more physical team. Again, remember the very first game from this regime, the 49ers coming to town, and Penei Sewell playing like left tackle for the first time, and they're whooping us up, and that's a good physical team as well, too. But they were up like 3 scores. And the Detroit Lions just kept pounding the rock, kept pounding the ball, kept playing balls to the wall. And at a point when the 49ers were up so much, they took their starters out, and they got a little worried, had to put them back in. And shit kept getting worse and worse and worse for them. Ultimately, a little bit of miscommunication, and obviously JG, we scrapped that old system, didn't work. But it didn't come to fruition. But like we had them sweating balls. It's been that way. Even when we lost that season, teams would always say, Detroit Lions, tough to play. What did they say last year? The Honolulu Blue flu. Like it just This game, I'm still just as excited for it as any other game, including the Bills-Ravens. But I think just the threat of Parsons specifically is probably going to be more of a challenge come Thanksgiving. But, speaking of Thanksgiving, sometimes you got to get right before you eat. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself in the zone. Make sure you taste every single flavor, every little I don't even know what word I'm looking for. But everything tastes better when you're a little bit high. That's what I'm trying. That's the point I'm trying to get to. Gold Crown can help you do that. All right, been doing the concentrates since the caregiver days. I can find them over 300 different dispensaries. They got the infused pre-rolls with the crown jewels. I mean, they got it all. But more specific, the gestures, I apologize. The crown jewels is a new gummy line they're coming out with. They're coated in nerds. They got no gelatin free. And check them out, man. It's crown jewels. Find them at a dispensary near you.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
It's electric.
It's the Great American EV Sale at Feldman Chevrolet. With over 800 EVs on the ground, it's the largest selection in the state. Drive home a 2025 Equinox EVLT for just $159 a month, or a 2025 Blazer EVLT for only $179 a month. But hurry, the $7,500 federal tax credit disappears September 30th. The countdown is on. The Great American EV Sale is here, only at Feldman Chevrolet.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Chris Platte here. It's a crisp fall morning rolling in. You know what that means. College football is back. Our college football show live every Tuesday, 7:30, hosted by Justin Satawa and Haley Scott. Listen, they are going to be keeping you updated on everything. Michigan State and U of M both have electric seasons, both have a lot at stake this season. They'll be covering that as well as the entire college football landscape right here on Woodward Sports. Make sure you're tapping in Tuesdays after heavyweights at 7:30 p.m. And let me tell you about Les Stanford. Les Stanford Buick and GMC has great offers for everyone. Get a 2025 Hummer EV SUT lease special at $599 a month. And look at the ones we got up there. We got the 25 Sierra, $169 a month. The 2025 Hummer, $699 a month. The 2025 Envision, $259 a month. You can get all these cars and more at lesstanford.com. Just scan the QR code right next to me.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live on WoodSports.com. He's my spin mower.
You son of a...
Christopher Platte.
Dude.
Joined by Christopher Platte.
Who was it the other day that you just got flawlessly and perfect? You just never messed up once?
I think Justin.
That's crazy.
That's a wonky show, though.
That's crazy. How long have you known me?
Listen, you acted like you didn't know me when I offered you this job first time. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
And look at where I'm at, kids. Ghost Eazy, and look how far you can come.
Nope.
Shout out.
Don't do it.
I'll
find you. Shout out to DetroitKoolAid for real. For you allowing this guy the opportunity to get on the dust by holding it down the TD booth. The shout out to Nicholas Kohloff for fixing the audio issues before we even got started. We on a roll, boys. I'm speaking of on a roll, we kind of talked about the dominance of Detroit Lions in terms of the physicality against the Green Bay Packers. And I just truly think like that's not the type of style that Matt LaFleur coaches. And I think that's why you go look at the record. We're 6-2 against those guys.
Yeah.
Last year, like they didn't. I don't think they beat any teams above 500, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, 1-5 against the division, and this is the toughest division, and the division got better. Every team, the Vikings are a big question mark because of who, Nick?
J.J. McCarthy.
They're a question mark, but for the most part, this division has gotten better or stayed the same.
Yeah.
And so you obviously got better trading for Micah Parsons. I'm not acting like the Green Bay Packers didn't get better, but what I'm saying is you are in an ultra competitive division, and you went 1-5 last year. And so, you know, this Packers optimism that we got around the league, even before the Micah Parsons stuff, even after the Micah Parsons stuff, like, I get it. They're a really good team. They're no doubt a team that has a chance to do some things. But to act like they just don't have questions, man, like, it's just hype beast to me. It's clicked. It's clicks to me.
Yeah, I'm trying to do some homework right now. We're live. Probably should do this before the show, but it looks like, from what I've been able to find, they went 0-6 against teams above 500 last year. Again, I understand. Like, they are better than your average team for sure.
Yes.
And they may have taken a little step up forward this year as well, too. Like Matthew Golden, like, I've drafted him, I think, every single league because I think he's going to be the wide receiver one. I don't know if he's special per se, but I know he's going to get a lot of targets. I know he's going to do a lot for those guys going deep and whatnot. But they got to put it all together. Like it comes on, like, you got to have heart at the end of the day. And I just don't. It may sound disrespectful because they're a professional athlete. I just don't think they got it like that. I really don't.
I mean,
look at last year, last game they played against Detroit here in Detroit. We were missing fucking half our team. They had their coach at halftime crying, whining, wanting to get a fan kicked out of the game. You had almost a fight in the tunnel between Tucker Kraft and Kirby Joseph. Talks like before then, like they're talking. They wanted to come here and do something. They wanted to come here and beat us up with the fucking half injured team. We still took it to them.
Wasn't that the game too where Dan Campbell was like, "Hey guys, we got a lot of new faces here. We just have to go out and fucking play." Like,
yes, we should go out there and fucking punch them in the mouth.
Yeah, and guess what happened? We won. I don't think the Green Bay Packers have that identity. And look, as much of a dog and a talent as Micah Parsons is, I don't know how much of that he brings to this team. So I don't see that. They have a lot of question marks at quarterback in Jordan Love. Can I see a full season of him playing good? I don't want to see that. But like, can we see that before we start talking about this guy as if he's really good? I get he's got traits. He's got traits, but we'll get into by the numbers. I got some Jordan Love numbers.
I was just gonna say, especially when you look at the fact that the Detroit Lions have turned this division on its head simply off of what Dan Campbell said day one. Everything you guys are talking about right now is everything that he promised this team would be. He said, even if it's not looking pretty in the beginning, you're going to recognize that we are a team that does not quit. You can knock us down. We'll still get up. We'll take a chunk out of your kneecap. We'll take a chunk out of your butt cheek, he said. We'll go to a landfill. He said, I don't care if you got 3 toes. Tell me that you guys haven't seen this. We've seen it. Even to them, zombie walking all the way through the rest of the last season into the playoffs, down 20-something players on the IR and all this type of stuff. We know what happened to the defense. They still went out there and they tried to battle, man. And that, to me, is what I believe is underestimated. That, to me, is what the national media and the analytics and people like that, they can't seem to get quite right about the Lions. They're ready to just throw the dirt on them. But you can't really bury what's come from the dirt. Shout out to Amik Robertson.
Yep.
And that's what this Detroit Lions, they've been molded in that foundation. That is who they are at their core and at their identity. And for people to continue to do this, I continue to say this. I think it's ultimately disrespect and a spitting in the face of one Dan Campbell, who is the leader of this team, and he was hired here before freaking Brad Holmes. And so I think that if you can just so easily dismiss them with Jared Goff, I get it. If you want to have some type of preconceived notions or reserves, but when you're looking at what Dan Campbell has been, man, that's where I think they're just disrespecting him, and I think he lives for this. He hasn't seemed hopped up for stuff like this.
And the Packers needed to go out, make a big trade, make a big splash to try to compete with the Lions. We know this. And that's the hottest news of today's week. But what's the biggest week of the football season, fellas? It's the Super Bowl season.
Yep.
And I don't know if you guys remember this quote from running back Josh Jacobs, but he said during that week, all these guys can be really, really special, but I think personally we need a guy that's proven to be a number one already. Someone that we know is going to be a little more consistent. What'd they do? They bring in that proven number one wide receiver, fellas? No. They went out and drafted a young 22-year-old. They didn't go out and get a proven number one at all. I mean, Matthew Golden had question marks coming out anyways. Yeah, maybe he is hot off the press, great, but he more than likely is going to be like a Xavier Worthy type-ass guy, I believe. So let's not forget that Josh Jacobs was stirring up, some big old shit during that week for his Packers when he didn't need to at all. That proves to me that the leadership in that locker room isn't too strong. Micah Parsons, I believe, adds to that. And who is the leader in that locker room?
You're cooking up, man. Just one more thing with that. Because Tucker Kraft, where was he after the game? Where was he after? Kirby was on the field looking for me. You know what was cool? Is that he had people with him there filming this stuff. So you're right. Tucker and them boys, gone. But after the game and before the game, you had Kirby standing on business. You had his teammate walking around the stadium with him, dog. Like, that to me is just so gangster. That's so gangster to me.
I stand corrected, by the way. The Packers did beat the Seahawks, Texans, and Rams. the Rams game. I remember specifically Matthew Stafford, the banged up back. Texas
And
Rams,
everybody
I'll
beat
give
the
it to them.
Texans.
They did beat them, but
Everybody beat the Texans last year. They were disappointing.
yeah, and I think they might be worse this year somehow, some way. Great for fantasy.
I know. I feel, that's the one.
There's no offensive line.
That's the one.
The defense is
division.
really good though.
We did division picks yesterday. I think we all picked Houston just because by default the talent. But like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, brother. I don't feel good about that. I don't feel good about that division at all.
Packers get blessed with an easy-ass schedule. The toughest road games are Broncos, Steelers, and Lions. And then they host, obviously, the Lions week 1, which I think that sets up well for us. But they also host, I believe you said this last week, Eazy, but just to reiterate, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Commanders, and the Eagles. That's who the Packers host. Lions are on the road for all 4 of those games.
Yeah.
That's
pissed me
insane.
off. That's wild. Yep. Wild.
They want the Packers to be good that bad?
They do. They really do.
I mean, look, it's really not that hard. Just look at what the Lions do. The Lions take over Lambeau every time they're there. So like, I'm like, listen, Baltimore, all these other cities, like, come on, man. Like, all you gotta do is show up. Like, all you gotta do is show up and show out, and they're not gonna give you no problems, man. You're not gonna have no times. You're safe in Wisconsin, I promise.
So,
except from the broad shoulders.
We've been talking about
except for the girls. The girls might fuck you up. The girls might fuck you up.
Everybody and their mom been talking about Micah Parsons versus Penei Sewell, Rashawn Gary versus Taylor Decker, so on and so forth. No one's talking about Aiden Hutchinson. I want to do that when we get back. But first, tell us about Lady Jane's.
Let me tell you about Lady Jane's because, you know, I see the chat. I read the chat as we're live. I got a lot of comments on this beer. This beer is kind of a bit controversial. Some people love it. Some people hate it. And you know where I'm going to go take care of it after the show? Lady Jane's. Lady Jane's Haircut for Men. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. They got personal cuts for you. They are open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Again, walk in anytime. No appointments necessary. All you got to do is go to Lady Jane's, and you know that the talented stylist will take care of you. It's wicked awesome.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The bats are hot, and the weather is getting hotter. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters, Woodward Sports. Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Shout out to our friends at Sharon's Heating and Cooling, proudly serving Metro Detroit for over 40 years. That's Easy's age. With reliable service and treating customers like family. They offer it all. Heating, cooling, indoor air quality, water heaters, whole home generators, and memberships. And right now, DTE gas customers get a free furnace tune-up through December 1st. Call Sharon's Heating and Cooling today at 734-238-3839 or scan the QR code on your screen right now and tell them Woodward Sports sent you. And Jack's Car Wash. Jack's Car Wash. Look, I'll do the Spenny thing. I'm looking at Jack's Car Wash right now. I see one right there. Why wouldn't you go to Jack's Car Wash? There's one right there. No, they have everything you need. They have free vacuums, free compressed air, free air mat cleaning rooms, 8 interior cleaning locations, hand towel drying service, everything you need. And the best part about it, you get a free car wash. Just text WSN to 888-522-1729 with 40 locations around Michigan. Jack's will get your car clean. I need to do that, by the way.
Dang, we did that today. We did a Jack's video today. We're gonna do Jack's car wash confessions, where we hop in the whip, we go through the car wash, and you got make a little sports confession.
That's sick.
Oh, that's
Stay
sweet.
tuned for mine. It's in honor of Green Bay Lions week.
Ooh. Are you glazing Jordan Love?
Hey, stay tuned. All right.
No.
Stay
Easy.
tuned. Stay tuned. Welcome back to What Awaits Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Christopher Platte, DetroitKoolAid, Nicholas Kohloff. Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. Nowadays, everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out with the move the lups, just a bunch of looker rush. It sounds like motherfuckers forgot about Hutch.
Hey.
All right? I'm sick of the Micah Parsons versus Penei Sewell. We got the All-Pro in that matchup last time I checked. I'm sick of the Rashawn Gary versus Taylor Decker. Like, we good. Yeah. How come no one's talking about Aiden Hutchinson versus Zach Tom? How come no one's talking about Aiden Hutchinson versus whoever the fuck the other guy is? Why are we talking about that matchup? Motherfuckers forgot about Hutch. And shout out to Al Carson, who pulled the film before I did. He pulled up Hutch's film from the last time he was in Lambeau. Do you have that one, Kool-Aid? Did you 3-cam that one, Chris? It's all right,
yes,
we did.
I did.
Yeah, you're the man for that one. You're the man for that one.
Yeah.
Tell me what you see. We got Hutch out there. These his pressure on the game. We got him going against both sides. Oh, Jordan, you gotta get out of there, man. That's Aiden Hutchinson, dude. What are you doing? Drop the ball. Damn.
Oh man.
Damn.
Drops are a theme in
rough.
Wisconsin.
All right, what's next? Let's see. Okay, there's the Hutch right there. Let's check it out. What's going on?
Let's see what
off the ball, jumps inside.
Oh,
Jordan Love, you gotta get out of there. Oh, damn. Wow. That's a sack. That's crazy. Okay.
That was Michael Parsons, right?
Is that Hutchinson? No. Is Hutchinson on the left right there? Yeah, standing up. Yeah. Okay.
Move out my way.
Got my way.
That's one.
I'll be there.
Just always there. Just always there.
With the cornhole bag toss.
Wait. This guy's playing this weekend? No one's talking about that guy doing all this damn.
No, this is practice. That's Michael Parsons getting after him.
Jordan, you gotta get out of there. What are you doing?
They say that guy got better, Easy.
That guy got. That's the reports.
They said that guy got better. Yes.
There's reports coming out, not just Detroit Lions camp. We want to big up your guys. There's reports coming out from the national media. There's reports coming from the former NFL players that come and visit us in camp. There's reports coming from John Gruden. There's reports coming from my man at Fox. I can't even think of his name right now. That guy that we're watching right now dominate the Green Bay Packers offensive line. It's the same offensive line come this Sunday because the Tyler Morgan kid they drafted, the Jordan Morgan, whatever his name is. Boom. Still the same starting offensive line. The guy that we're talking about that got better is going to face that offensive line?
Yes,
Why aren't they talking about that?
That is correct.
Why is no one talking about the Hutch versus Zach Tom matchup? I heard Zach Tom's a good one. I heard he's one of the ones. Why no one talking about that?
So I tried to do some digging. Shout out to my guy RJ Shelton, who does the Off the Top show, Wisconsin sports show, because it really is lacking Wisconsin sports. Like I tried to actually immerse myself this week in Green Bay Packers coverage because I wanted to see how the hell they can spin this in their favor, this matchup. And I talked to my guy RJ, who's a real one, played in the NFL, actually was drafted in this division by the Vikings. And I asked him about, what about Hutch, man? What about your offensive line versus our defensive line? And he just replied with three nervous emojis. That's it.
Is he a Packers fan?
That's all he could say. Yeah, he's a Packers fan.
Wow.
He's a Packers fan. And 3 nervous emojis was the best I could get out of him when it came to that. Look, it's what it is. I don't get this narrative that we just act like this Lions defense is what it is last year. It's not. It's not. You have everybody back and healthy, minus CD, who you swapped out for DJ, who I'm cool with that swap. So I don't get this. I don't get this narrative that this defense isn't going to be an issue, particularly this defensive line, because this Green Bay Packers offensive line has some new parts too. They have a guard who moved to center, much like us. So they have question marks at the offensive line, just like we have question marks at the offensive line. But you know what? They have question marks at the defensive line right now. How healthy is Micah Parsons? How much continuity does he have with this team? Is he in game shape? How much does he know the scheme? the Detroit Lions defensive line, outside of the rookie, which I know we got clips of, is all the same. You got Hutch, Davenport, Reeder. Like, you got what you need this defensive line. They're going to be consistent. They're going to be ferocious and tenacious. I don't think this Green Bay offensive line stands a chance against
you
this
guys
week
are
one.
preaching. I'm so glad that you raised that point at the beginning of this segment, Eazy, and then Platte, the way that you just went and honestly put a nice bow on there. I don't understand how the Lions are so forgotten when what they did last year was a great feat with a banged-up team, undefeated in the division, one of the best, if not the best, in all of football. They beat everybody's media darlings. I don't understand that. Everybody's favorite fancy, like, flashy picks. Then they went on the road and did something you just don't do in the NFL, and they went undefeated. And that was with the banged-up team. That was with, like, the B team, the C team, and having to come up with different schemes to try and generate pressure because the defensive line got obliterated. And you know what? Their smart people in-house got it done. One, Calvin Shepard was a guy who they credit with coming up with those schemes late in the game to help generate pressure from that second level of the defense. And then offensively, we've seen this team, whether they've had to mix and match, whether a player all of a sudden can't go or is injured, this team has still overcome. Just because we don't push button automatically go, the offensive line is the best on this team, I don't necessarily think it's just because of the pieces they've lost. I think it's because they have elevated all the other position groups on this team, and so now it looks a little bit more skewed. It's no longer us just hoping that Jared Goff stays healthy because we believe in Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, the wide receiver, Sam Laporta, things we didn't have 2 or 3 years ago necessarily figured out when we would say these things. So when I see all these people, see the Lions win 15 games last year when they thought they got a pretty tough schedule last year, right? The Packers might get them. The Bears are an upstart team, all this other stuff. What'd they do? They went out there and they handled their business. They stayed true to it. Dan Campbell once, again, another stat, no back-to-back losses in 2.5 seasons. I don't understand where people are getting so ballsy, bro, with just looking over and being dismissive. It's not even, it's beyond disrespect now. They've just completely dismissed the Lions in a large regards. And the bars you dropped on Hutch, those are just part of the small microcosms, as if Dan Campbell's not here because Ben Johnson's not here. That type of stuff, to me, they lose me on that. They lose me, man.
And I will say, like, you asked, like, who's Hutch going to be going up against? It's certainly not going to be former first-round pick Jordan Marshall, because you guys know what he did? He didn't make the starting lineup! You know who else? Let's just talk about it for a second. Okay. First-round picks. Guess who's not going to be making a big impact?
Who?
Lucas Van Ness. Those are your last 2 first-round picks before this season for the Packers. A first-round top 25 tackle who isn't playing for a bad offensive line, and a top 15 defensive lineman who can't make the starting rotation for the Packers, or at least hasn't been able to do a goddamn thing as a pro. That's what the Packers are doing right now. That's what they're cooking with. They needed to go out and get Micah Parsons because they can't draft. I do like our odds. We have Davenport back. I got some crazy numbers coming up for you guys later.
Oh, dude.
And buy the numbers. It sounds like you might have the same. But yeah, this team's going to cook their offensive line. I am so excited to see it. And you know what? As much grief as I gave Brad about Ty Leak, I'm excited to see what the rookie can do in his first game on the inside against an unproven center like Chris just talked about. Yeah. Let's see if Ty Leak can get cooking a little bit. If he gets out of the gate hot, it's a big time advantage for the Detroit Lions.
I'm just confused, man. Like no one's talking about the kid that started last season, the leader in sacks with 7.5, who had a 16.8 pressure rate all before he got hurt. No one's talking about the kid that in 4 games played against the Green Bay Packers has 3.5 sacks and an interception to throw on top of that one. Like it's just weird. Like it's Micah Parsons, the only good edge rusher in this game apparently. And I hope Hutch hears this. I hope Hutch is motivated.
No, you don't think that this put an extra? I mean, we all talked about it. There was probably going to be nobody more juice for this game than Hutch. Like you could argue Brian Branch, you could argue some of these other players, but you're probably going with Hutch, the guy that got football, stripped away from him. I mean, look, he's got to be feeling like last year, if he didn't get injured, that he could have brought his team to the promised land. He's going to come out man on a mission, vengeance mode. Now you add the fact that they got Micah Parsons, and that's the only defensive end they are talking about in this game. The only defensive end that matters in this game is Micah Parsons, apparently, according to the national coverage of this game. I just think if there wasn't, 110% motivation from Hutch already, he's now there. He's at 120% now. Like you cannot be possibly more motivated than Hutch is right now to prove all the doubters wrong who have been writing him off for the injury and being stripped away from football. Everything I just said. Come on, man. Why the hell would Hutch not come out electric in this game? And I think that Micah Parsons just a little bit of sprinkle. A little sprinkle on top.
A little sprinkle, a little spruce.
A little sprinkle, a little spruce.
I'm going to continue talking about this matchup, but we got to pay some bills. Chris, can you tell us about Planet Fitness?
Yes, I can tell you where I go all the time, clearly. Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is for everyone, whether you're experienced routine gym goers or beginners just starting their fitness journey. And we invite everyone to come in and join their way. Hey, I've been there. I'm not a gym guy, and I don't ever feel judged. That's the best part about it. It's a judgment-free zone with over 2,700 clubs nationwide, 50-plus locations in Metro Detroit. And don't forget to get that black card to get extra amenities like the spa, where you can recover with hydro massage and other innovative anonymities. We're all strong on this planet, and it's because of Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports. The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on extra sports insight from Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Catch Dr. Pierce every day on BDE and Thursday on the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, where he shares his top-tier advice keeping athletes in peak condition. I mean, you heard it here today. He recommended that Micah Parsons shouldn't even play. I mean, you're getting elite coverage when it comes to the back. Nobody's better than that than Dr. Jeff Pierce. You can look at MichiganSportsandSpine.com, or you can call them at 248-426-9944.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Ringside live on WoodSports.com. It means you're by Spinmorex not here.
God damn it.
I did that one on purpose.
I have people watching.
I did not. I actually not do that on purpose. I'm sorry. We are joined by Christopher Platte. Platte Pods. Leader of the Rat Cave, some may call him. Shout out.
I got actually some electric interviews coming there. I'm not gonna lie. I just booked two very, very high on my list people.
You gotta book that guy in the booth right there. Shout out to DetroitKoolAid in the building.
And I gotta get JB there when he's right. But the one time he was there.
Kool-Aid used to be in the biz.
I know. We talked about it. So
Bottoms
I
up.
gotta get him there.
Shout out to Nicholas Kohloff as well in the sound booth, saving the sound booth.
Shout out,
the
fellas.
Hero. Tailgate wins.
Talking about this weekend, I'm going to try to get the Tigers Super Bowl picks.
Nice.
That's the goal of the weekend.
Ooh. Nice.
That'd be fire.
That would be fire.
We'll see how it goes.
Nick, one of the best in the biz.
Shoot big, shoot high.
If anybody says Green Bay, you punch them.
Exactly, on spot.
Yeah.
Let's see that punch one more time.
Yo, did I just?
That's
why
you can't blink. You'll miss it.
Shout out to Justin Fan. He's gonna give me that autographed Jordan Love cutout. Been looking forward to that one. Appreciate you, brother.
Oh, we got a super chat too, by the way, from Burn. Shout out to Burn. $5 super chat. Also, I'm looking at the 2023 Cowboys roster because it's Micah's last full season. The Packers aren't that. Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland, Stephon Gilmore. I mean, he's gonna fight. I mean, that's secondary. I mean, look, I asked my guy RJ about it. How do you feel about that secondary? And he was kind of, like, well,
the only guy back
Micah there will help.
McKinney. They're booty cheeks.
Well, that's what he said. He said, hey, having a great edge rusher will help this secondary out a lot. I said, yeah. I heard the same with Hutch, and then he just got quiet.
That's very true. We did go to the NFC Conference Championship game.
Yeah.
Again, though, we got to see this guy can last the season. No disrespect to him. That's a genuine concern.
Who?
Parsons.
Yeah.
True.
No, I mean, look.
They're throwing him in there right away with the Super Bowl expectations. Like, I mean, we'll see.
All jokes aside, I never root for injuries, but I would just not feel right if I was a team executive allowing Parsons to play right now.
When I was 10 years old, I think he's better than people are leading on. I'm not gonna lie.
You think it's part like spin to kind of like cover for like him being out of game shape?
I seen some people saying
spin zone.
I mean, that's a fact. Like, that's just, you can't really hide that. We know you haven't been in camp. I think it is an issue for sure, but I think he's been fine. The holdout has always been like for the contract. Once he got the contract, now he's back in practice. Now you see him getting up under the dummy pad, exploding up. Like, I think he's gonna be good. There may be some back pay to come along with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I'm not really. Their defense again. Come Thanksgiving, probably a different conversation what it's gonna be for Week 1. And beyond that, we kind of talked about the run game of the Detroit Lions. Once we establish that run, which I believe we will. But yeah, we have a little bit of inexperience in the interior offensive line, but they're still dogs, and that's kind of all you need. If anybody in the chat has played offensive line, and you ever hit that line and you just fucking don't know the play because you're dead ass tired, you're like, what's the call? The guy next to you, I don't fucking know. Just block someone. Like, that's how it works in the run game. And it's going to be that way for these young guys, too. The pass blocking, let's just kind of stay away from those type of situations. And, again, even if we are, it's a zone defense. The zone defenses do give JG some trouble. But, again, if it's the offense that he's been in for the last 4 years, that ball's going to be out quick, ready to go.
They'll still also be, because you're right, that's a great point about Jared Goff being able to quickly release. I think he has amongst the fastest releases in the NFL.
Yeah.
So, like, there's that advantage. But also, again, this run defense or this run offense, I'm assuming the Green Bay Packers won't stop it. But even if they kind of slightly control it, I mean, you still have that threat in terms of play action. Jared Goff is Tom Brady when it comes to play action. So you have somebody that can really manipulate a defense and still buy himself that split second of time that he needs to get it off. And you have all of the weapons. You have J-Mo, you have Amon-Ra, you have Gibbs, you have Laporta. You have all these weapons that can just quickly get open, create separation, and you're good to go. So I think that even if you are put in passing situations, you still have to worry about the run, because this Lions team will go for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
So at 3rd and 7, they may still run the ball, because then they want to do 4th and 3 and go for it.
Yeah.
This is that type of team, so you can't really fully game plan for what they're about to do. And that's why this offense is at the top of the NFL, is because it has so much versatility in it that teams don't really know what they're going to get. And even when they do finally predict it right, they have to stop it. And that's a whole nother beast.
Yeah, last year we kind of were desperate because of the defense situation, and we didn't want to have our defense go up against the Green Bay Packers offense when they were fully healthy, fully stacked, and we had guys that just rolled in that week. And so, yeah, Dan Campbell said it. We're going for it every single 4th down. And if I'm not mistaken, did they convert 6 or 7 or something like that?
6 or 7.
Or 5 or 6?
No, yeah, they did, and they held Green Bay to 3 of 12 on 3rd downs. So, they put Green Bay in very uncomfortable positions where they weren't going to go for it, because that's apparently a thing. Apparently now the Green Bay Packers from NFL pundits have grown balls, and they're now gonna like go for it on 4th down all the time. I'd fucking love that, buddy. That's not your element. You can't swim there.
Not everybody has the balls to do it.
Yeah.
Like, it took some getting used to. Here in Detroit, we're conditioned to it.
And you've seen
Dan's been doing it since 2021. Initially, we thought, oh, we just need that extra opportunity because our team kind of stinks. No, that's just how Dan coaches.
Yeah, that's just how Dan coaches. And 2, you know, we've seen the teams that go for it on 4th down. They are uncomfortable. We are comfortable in it. It is another fucking down. That is what this team has been conditioned to believe, and the Packers are not there. So if they want to go for it on 4th down a ton against this Lions defense, which I think sneakily might be better than the offense, shout out to Spencer. That's his point and his point alone. Just kidding.
Almost pulled out the 9.
Whoa, Jamal, don't pull out the 9. But I think that, yeah, I'd welcome that situation. Any day of the
M&P
week.
ready to go.
Dan Campbell's completely changed the game of football. I mean,
I
watching college football this weekend,
Bro,
it
how
was
crazy
insane.
was that?
OSU, Texas, first drives of the game.
Yeah.
They're going for it 4th and short. Like, in some of the biggest games in college ball, you've seen, like, everybody's going for it on 4th. Dan Campbell has made it the, you know, thing to do. It's like you get beat, you're, you know, putting the pressure, like Chris said, on the other team in that situation. I thought was a phenomenal point, Chris, because that's who we are. That's in our DNA. It's not in your defense's DNA to stop 4 downs. Most of the time, if they are getting that, here comes the hard count. Watch out for Jared Goff. You know, make sure they make the mental mistake. Don't let it be on you. So I'm excited to see this Lions team really ground and pound, really show the Green Bay Packers, who still are, you know, obviously the Lions are the
king of the north.
King of the north.
We are.
Yeah.
Goddamn right, Kings of the North. You talking about the running game, too. Like,
Ain't nothing but the pride.
the other thing they got to like worry about that I think I cannot wait to see. I don't know if we got this clip or not, but like they asked Johnny Mo about it specifically. Are you can use the running backs the same way that you did last year because you're keeping a lot of things the same. He smiled. Yeah, he smiled, started laughing, said, "We'll see," which is like he's got some up his sleeve because all the reports out of camp is we've seen both those guys in the backfield at the same time.
Yeah.
All the reports out of camp is this guy Jahmyr Gibbs running routes out of the backfield and he's smoking dudes. Pause.
Yo, no Isaiah Rashad.
No Isaiah Rashad. That's kind of what I'm excited to see. I don't know if I'm being completely honest with you guys, like I do think it's gonna be a close game. I'm not like pretending that the Detroit Lions are gonna blow the Packers out. Like I do respect them as a team a little bit, but like I don't want to get too cute with Jahmyr Gibbs' passing game. Yeah, I want to keep it NFC North, black and blue, just shoving it down their throat.
I think they're going to, but I think that can dominate because I think we're an hour plus into this show and we've all unanimously agreed that there's no way they're stopping the run game. So they can blow them out even with just the run game. Like that's how good this team is, and that's how elite these running backs are. And I know we're gonna get to, you know, like grading the rooms and, you know, head to heads and all that. But surprise, surprise, I'll take the Lions there.
Yeah, and they've ranked well against the run. Like last year they did, but again, I just like what we got going on. We're gonna force your hand regardless. And the thing with zone defense, it does give JG problems because you have all 11 guys, all eyes on the quarterback, and that's when you can make some mistakes. They're just waiting for you, waiting to pounce on you. But we have one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league, at finding those soft spots in Amon-Ra St. Brown. And I drafted him in fantasy, so no big deal. You know what I'm saying? Boy, it'll be nice. He doesn't really have big games against Green Bay, though.
Who?
Amon-Ra.
Which
he
is
has
crazy
touchdowns,
because
but
he
like 50
talks
yards
so much shit about Green Bay. Like,
because he's the homie.
We don't really throw the ball that much against Green Bay. That's why.
Because they're soft and we can run the ball at our leisure.
Just pound them.
No,
Whenever we want.
I do think that's such a big thing in all sports, but in football especially. If you can make a team play to you, you have such an advantage. And I think nobody does that better in the NFL than the Lions and the Chiefs. Like, they make you play how they want to play. And I don't think the Packers are going to come in and impose their will. If they bring physicality, the Lions are going to match that and exceed that. So I don't see a world in which having that advantage is Green Bay. It's all going to be Detroit for me. So I feel good about the run game, man. I really do.
Tony Snow. Easy, where's the Packers guy who you did the jersey bet with? Where's his take now? What's his take now? You
I've been
guys
listening to him
You
this
guys
week.
hate him. I don't know if I want to bring him back on. You guys sound like you all hated him.
I listened to him this
Peter
week.
Bukowski. You listened to Peter Bukowski this week?
Yeah, I listened to Lockdown like every episode this week.
So if you guys want, I'll reach out to him. I thought you guys hated him. That's why I didn't invite him on this week.
Spenny's not here, so I feel like they could have a conversation. Maybe.
Okay, all right.
Although I don't think we're fans of the guy.
No, yeah.
It's not my boy. It's not my
Respect the
boy.
conversation.
But
Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Chat, let me know. Should we reach out to Peter Bukowski? Should I see if he hop on the show either today or Monday? And besides that, what has he been saying, Chris? You've been listening.
So he's been saying
he's probably ultra
well,
confident.
he's just he's very happy about the Micah Parsons thing. It's been like a 1 week orgasm for him. Like that's really what it's been for him. And you look at it like too. He did give the Lions credit, and he said, "Look, they have the best coach in the NFL." He's like I wish every team should want Dan Campbell as their head coach. Every single team.
Wow.
Like he did say that. He did say that. But for the most part, yeah, he just feels very, very confident about Jordan Love, about the receivers that they have, which we'll get to those. I mean, that injury report, who knows how many receivers they got, and the run game, and he feels really, really good about that coming into this game. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it because I think everything you have.
He's confident in their run game.
Yeah, I think everything you have, which it's a solid run game, but everything you have, I just think the Lions have a good counter for. Like, I don't think you can look at any matchup in this scenario and be like, yeah, man, that's a really real problem for the Lions. If they have a good day, it is, but nobody on paper is like this overwhelming. Can't hope to even match this. Nobody, no room, no player, no team, no part of the Green Bay Packers offers that. And that's why Johnny Moe is so relaxed.
Let's do that when we get back. Let's talk about the Detroit Lions defense against that run game and the Green Bay Packers offense. But Feist, tell us about BlackRock. Is that Kool-Aid?
That is Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid.
BlackRock?
Or you can just move your mouth and Chris could tell us about BlackRock.
Shout out, man, BlackRock. And you know what? Braylon blessed me this past week with some BlackRock gift certificates. So you already know I'm going to be able to get in there.
Bless you with that Braylon meat.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Braylon, I guess I heard he's slinging that meat to anybody who is willing. So shout out to Braylon Edwards.
We had it. It was good.
Shout out to BlackRock, man. And you guys see it there. Go to BlackRock. Treat yourself. Treat your significant other and make sure you save some money too. That's what you get with this relationship between Woodward Sports and BlackRock. You get 20% off your bill just for mentioning Woodward Sports. There are some exclusives that apply, but for the most part, you guys are going to be taken care of. So make sure you guys get in. You see there above my head the different locations in Heartland, Novi, Canton, Ann Arbor, Utica, Davidson, and Portage. So get to the place where the heavies cut a fool so that you guys can be true heavyweights as well, man. Where's that at? That's at BlackRock.
BlackRock.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Ours Cannabis Guys. Babytron shops there. Megatron shops there. This new guy's going to have a nickname, Tron. I don't want to air him out like that, but he shops there. You guys all know and love him. Some of you might think he might be wide receiver 3. Visit shopjars.com to find a location near you. They got 27 across the great state of Michigan. Top shelf quality, unmatched variety, price for you, the people. Shopjars.com. What up, though? Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Eazy, joined by Christopher Platte, Brandon Dent, DetroitKoolAid, and my guy Nicholas Kohloff. Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend, and share the stream. Diving into the Detroit Lions defense versus the Green Bay Packers offense. And I kind of wanted to start out with this because apparently Spenny's been the only one talking about the defense, according to Chris.
That's true. That's fact.
Very true. Just kidding. That's me. I've been saying
spin zone.
When you guys are talking about the offense could still be in top 5 and all that shit, and I tell you guys slow down. Where it's going to be at is that gosh dang defense, and I believe that to be the case. That's been reported the case all throughout training camp, even when other teams have come to town, from the Miami Dolphins to the Houston Texans. And today in the press conference, I think we got that clip of John Morton when he was asked about this Detroit Lions defense and how's he feeling about first-time play caller Kelvin Shepard.
I love this clip.
Here's what he had to say.
Let's go.
Going against Kelvin Shepard, can you just share your impressions of him as a play caller and his defense, kind of what to expect?
I'm just thoroughly impressed. I'm glad we don't have to go against those guys anymore. I think they do an unbelievable job. They made it tough for us. So, and it'll prepare us for the upcoming games. So, I think those guys are going to be awesome.
It's just another instance we got that shit-eating grin to start smiling like, yeah, we're good.
Why do you think he was so calm when he talked about Micah Parsons? Because he went against Hutch every day for a month.
Yeah.
That was hell. Yeah. I think that is what purgatory is if you're a football player, is having to go against Hutch if you're an offensive football player in purgatory. That is what you'd have to deal with. Like, that's why he's so relaxed when it comes to this. I love it. I love it, man. That's one of my favorite clips, man. And I feel so good about this Lions defense, man. I really, really do. I just think.
What is it about specifically in this matchup?
In this matchup, to me, I mean, obviously, I think the biggest advantage we have is the secondary. I think our secondary room is amongst the best, and I think theirs is, I'd say middle of the pack to below middle of the pack, but really it's carried by Xavier McKinney, and I'll get to some stats about just how bad this Lions secondary is when we get to by the numbers. But I think this is a defense that, it has its holes. It's incomplete. It reminds me, this Packers defense, a lot of what the Lions had in 2023. Mm-hmm. Like that defense that has some pieces you like and strung together a couple guys, and if they're put in the right positions, they can be good enough, but they're ultimately missing some pieces. And the secondary, to me, is the biggest advantage. And honestly, truthfully, I like that linebacking room too. I know you talked about, or you have a clip about talking about Zach from Shep. Like that was a great clip. I mean, they have so
honestly
much depth.
Shout to Trav, but then I haven't got to hear this yet, so I'm looking forward to hearing this one too.
Okay, we got one in there.
One Kool-Aid?
Yeah, it's Shep on Zach
or on Tyleek.
Yeah,
you can play either one. To be honest, with you.
Either one.
We're talking about Detroit's defense. You can play any Shep clip.
All right, that's right. Zach Cunningham.
And that's a credit to our front office, the depth that they do, because now kind of that player, we know we have Malcolm out for the first couple weeks here, but now a player that's been plug and play kind of in that fourth LB spot has been Zach Cunningham. To me, this is a starter in this league. I have no idea what he did before he got here or why he wasn't starting or playing credible snaps the last 2 years. But this player, what he's shown on our field, he's a starting caliber linebacker in this league. And again, credit to our front office. And it's not trying to force these guys in the game. If we see in the game plan there's a role for you, we'll plug and play you in that role. But we'll never force anybody on the field. It's just a credit that we're able to have that type of depth going into the season, knowing what we endured last year as far as injuries are concerned. Having those depth pieces there to where you're not changing your game plan. The game plan can stay the course, and these guys plug and play in those different spots that we have them in.
So I actually haven't got to hear that one yet. And now that I have, like, just listening to it, first and foremost, like, when you're talking about the defense, you're grabbing into, like, a depth piece that you're kind of flexing on, unless the question was specifically about that. Damn, that's a very good sign.
Yeah.
All right. But it also reminds me of a certain point in the camp where people were talking about the Alex Anzalone contract. Is he here? Is he stay? And, his name kept coming up in those conversations was Zach Cunningham because everything he just said. He was having one hell of a camp.
Yeah.
I think he's with the Tennessee Titans before. I could be mistaken on this one. I think he may have been a captain at some point. Or at least led the team in tackles. Like Zach Cunningham, I mean, it's crazy that we're talking about like their fourth string linebacker.
Yeah, this way and
this bleeds in the special teams too.
Yeah,
man, I can't wait for Sunday.
Yeah, this guy too, specifically talking about him in Shep. Not only is he your defensive coordinator, but what did he come from? Linebacking coach. And what did he do?
Former linebacker himself.
What was like the world's introduction to Kelvin Shepherd? It was that Hard Knocks clip. Where he talked about Malcolm. And he talked about, I don't want to start him, but I will if I have to. Like, this guy has found diamonds in the rough when it comes to linebackers and known exactly how to accentuate their talents. Like, I love this. I love hearing from this. And that's why, look, I know, I made the jokes about the linebackers. I think that's what they got out in Green Bay. But I love this linebacking room in Detroit because you know that this is always going to be a forefront of Kelvin Shepherd's expertise. Yeah. And again, if he is saying it, if he is saying this guy is a really good linebacker, if he is saying we have good depth there, if he's going out of his way to talk about this linebacking room, then you better believe that this is a damn good linebacking room. And so I picked the secondary.
We're going to need it too. We're going to need it.
Yeah. I picked the secondary as the biggest advantage, but man, I mean this linebacking room. I mean, how do you feel about that one? And
we're
you
gonna
never
need it.
Gave your biggest.
We're going to need it. Like, specifically, like going back. I think it was what week did we play them? I know it was in October last year. We went to Green Bay and it was rainy and shit like that.
Yeah.
But like their offense for the most part, we kind of stiffed them.
Week 5?
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, yeah, somewhere around there. But like the one piece they did have going was Josh Jacobs, and I gotta give him credit. Like I never was the biggest Josh Jacobs guy until like last year. He proved a lot to me. He's like one hell of a player. He's hard to take down. I think he had like 93 something in the second game we played against him, or the first game. I think he averaged less when we had the backups in. But like, yeah, you're going to depend on this linebacking core. And when you're talking about your fourth-string linebacker, I mean, that's a good sign that things are doing really well. I remember in camp specifically, though, Derek Barnes talked about how those linebackers, at least the starting three, in terms of the base defense, and Derek Barnes, Alex Anzalone, and Jack Campbell could do all three phases of defense. That's cover, blitz, and play the run. We're going to need them. And beyond them, we've talking about stopping Josh Jacobs specifically. Right now, we have a guy playing 3-tech in Tyleik Williams, who was a nose tackle by trade. Like, one of the things Dan Campbell said, we got to get him in shape. You got to lose some weight because he was a run stuffer. He's a run-stuffing defensive tackle playing next to one of the best run-stuffing defensive tackles in the National Football League in DJ Reader, I should say. And he actually hasn't had a healthy offseason. That wasn't the case last year. Last year was rehabbing from that quad injury. And you have Hutch in this one, too. Like, I do respect Josh Jacobs. I've been trying to target him in fantasy leagues because I think he's going to get a lot of those goal line carries.
So I've heard.
Have you?
So I've heard.
Oh, yeah, I have. Yeah. Kool-Aid knows. Kool-Aid, come on, give him up, man. Come on.
Yeah. It was week 9, by the way, the Packers.
Week 9?
Yeah.
Shout out.
Wow.
Like, I think we're built to stop him, though.
Dude, it's so easy. You didn't quickly because I
Brian Branch and DJ Reed included too. Like those are two like Meek Robinson. Like those are two corners that can step up and stop him if they need be as well. Brian Branch smacked Josh Jacobs and like put him on his ass. I remember specifically in that last game in Detroit.
Yeah. Well, before we go to the Boot Boys, because I know Nick is itching to say something, but you asked me about the biggest advantage for the defense, and I said it was the secondary. Are you with that, or what was your biggest advantage for the Lions coming into this week defensively?
I kind of want to go defensive line.
Think so?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go defensive line just because specifically for them, I think they're gonna have to set up the run. And I like Matthew Golden, and he's fast, and I know they drafted him to be that guy. But don't forget the Detroit Lions were looking into Matthew Golden too. Like the one piece I caught from Kelvin Shepard's presser was that like Dan had him look at Matthew Golden before the draft because they were thinking about taking him. Remember he had the visit with the Detroit Lions, and like they wanted to see how they'd utilize him. And the other thing too is like, okay, they got a guy. Like they like Matthew Golden. I like Matthew Golden. But we get to practice against Jamison Williams day in, day out of practice. He ain't doing nothing special that we haven't seen. And if not, maybe at a faster speed. You know, so he may be a kid in this league, but ain't gonna be against Detroit Lions the first couple of years, I'd say. Nick?
Few things in the chat here. Barnes gonna be our version of Parsons.
Oh.
Let's slow the F down. Are we serious? Runyon, I like a lot of what you say. What are we doing here? Wheezy D, Heavy's wanted you gone. Barnes. Then we get another one. I'm salty. Barnes is your edge help. That has a great bull rush too.
Wait, Heavy's
Can we slow the F down? What are we doing here? Derek Barnes is not Micah Parsons. Derek Barnes is a good NFL player. I'm not saying here he's not. But Derek Barnes has so much to prove. This guy got a 3-year, $25.5 million contract after getting injured last season, which was supposed to be his big year. Yes, but this is the epitome of a team falling in love with their guy. They fall in love with the player. They gave him this contract. He needs to live up to that contract. I believe he's the third linebacker out of the three right now. I think that can be said without a doubt.
Yeah.
Derek Barnes needs to show out. Comparing him to Parsons? Are we living on the same planet?
Am I mistaken?
Am I mistaken?
yeah, it's kind of wild. I'm not
What
gonna
are
lie.
we doing here?
Yeah.
We're not going to put Derek Barnes on a pedestal like he's a fucking best pass rusher in the NFL.
He's not, but they're going to use him that way. I'm not going to lie. They're going to use him in that sense.
And what is his max out on sacks this season, Eazy? What is he maxing out if everything goes well?
Everything goes well, stays healthy, 17 games, 3 or 4. 3 or 4 sacks.
Exactly. Insane. Come on.
That's
unfair to Derek Barnes.
That's not fair to Derek Barnes. You're absolutely right. Shout out to Burn. Bringing the facts on Zach Cunningham. He was an NFL solo tackles leader in 2020. In 2021, benched twice for violating team rules, waived by the Texans, and then bounced around. That's another one of those guys that has all that potential, but that hunger, that chip on the shoulder that you want to be a Detroit Lion. That these guys seek out when they're looking for these free agents. We don't like the guys that are coming in glitz and glamour that are highly sought after. We want the guys with chips on their shoulders that still have a little bit of promise. Guys are former first-round picks. Guys that started and played really well at a certain place, but for some reason didn't command that type of market. The Meek Robinsons of the world, the DJ Reeds of the world. I mean, shit, when they first got here, I remember they bring in Charles Harris, former first-round pick, and he turned off like 7.5 sacks year one. These are the type of guys we'd like to bring in.
That's interesting, though, because, I mean, I can't recall this regime bringing in somebody that kind of has that reputation of being benched for violating team rules and stuff like that. So while you're talking about the chip on the shoulder, things to prove, it's clear that Zach has that.
Take Cage puppies.
But I also wonder, you know, like violating team rules, things of that nature, like that's kind of goes against the Dan Campbell. Now we don't know the context of that right now. So shout out to Byrne for bringing that information, though. That is a little bit surprising, I'll say. That's the surprising part, I should say.
Doctorow Parsons would have gotten that safety on deck.
Facts. I mean,
that's why Nick hates.
No,
Derek
it's
Barnes.
not. I don't hate it. We are propping him up to be this standout great linebacker. That's never what he has been. Has he made one of the biggest plays in Lions history, getting that interception against Baker Mayfield? Yes. Will I always be grateful for that? Yes. But let's not act like Derek Barnes is some superstar linebacker. I was shocked that they brought him back at 3 years, $25.5 million. They didn't do it for what he has done in his past. That's for sure. He had a good year in his third year in the NFL. They gave him that contract for what they plan on him doing. But because I don't think that contract, I mean, that's a lot of money for a Derek Barnes type linebacker in my eyes. Everyone's saying, you're going to rush him more. You're going to rush him more. Well, damn it, they better, because they're going to need it.
I'm hoping for the best, especially with that linebacker group, man. You guys already know how I feel about those linebackers. But what makes me a little bit more bullish, maybe not as bullish on Derek Barnes, but about the linebackers in general, being a strong unit, and about this defense in general being strong, is Kelvin Shepard. Like, really, who's the highest or the most heralded player within the linebacker room? You would have to probably say Jack Campbell. They spent the draft capital to go and bring him in to be the linebacker of the future. But before that, and up until, what has it been? Alex Anzalone, somebody who people, even here in this city, slept on for the first several years. Like, why is this guy starting linebacker? But we saw Kelvin Shepard coach them up. Your guy, the heavies, friend of the heavies, Rodrigo.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like when I look at this room and you saw the steps Jack Campbell took when there were people who weren't necessarily bullish on him too, that's where, even though I'm hoping for the best with Derek Barnes, even though I think that I'm not as on board with the investment that the Lions have made in him, they do have some type of belief, not just in him, but also believe in Kelvin Shepard in that linebacker room. Because look at what they've done. When you look at two guys like Malcolm Rodriguez and Alex Anzalone, you can look and say, you know what? If they believe that Derek Barnes is somebody that they can get something out of, I would listen to Kelvin Shepard on that, even though me personally, the inside is crashing out a little bit more like Kohloff over there, man. Straight
Yeah,
up.
I mean, I'll say this when it comes to Derek Barnes. In that Texans practice they had, like when it came down like a 2-minute drill,
yeah,
it was just 3 pass rushers. You know who they waved down as that 4th edge rusher? It was Derek Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's definitely like our one and true Sam like on this team. I'll give him this year to prove something because I feel like he was kind of robbed last year with the injury. That would have been that would have been year 4 for him, wouldn't it? This would be year 5 for him? Yeah, because he's that first draft class.
He didn't get a prove-it deal. He got a multi-year.
They gave him 3 years.
Have proved-it deal.
That's why I believe that this is a situation where
I
Kelvin
think
Shepard
this year is when you bring back your final judgment on Derek Barnes and like who he is. I think he's more so probably a glue piece than anything, and a guy that can do like everything for you. We see him with interception with against Baker. We see him get after the blitz against Dak, although he didn't finish that one. I'm sure he learned from that lesson. That's kind of it. You know he's been pretty solid in the run game too.
Yes. I'm just saying, let's stop hyping him up as if he's Micah Parsons. That's unfair
that's kind of
to
crazy.
Derek Barnes.
in that booth.
That is absolutely wild.
That's insane. It's insane, and I hate when
Derek Parsons,
fans do this. We cannot do this, honestly.
All right.
Stop it. Stop.
When we get back, we got a million places we can take that. I don't think we've ever actually done anything off the prep.
We've been free.
I don't think we've done a single thing outside of Aiden Hudson versus Zach Tom and Rasheed Walker. We'll let the chat decide. What do you want to know about this matchup next? We got Jared Goff talking about his role in the offense. We got the roster lineup. Who do you think is better than who? Also, Chris been trying to ping this one on me all week.
By the numbers.
We got by the numbers as well. But we've been asking, like, are there Super Bowl takeaways from this game? I don't know. There's Super Bowl takeaways from this game, but you guys might.
Oh, well, there is.
Okay.
Oh,
Get
microwave.
and by the numbers.
Microwave is going to come through for that one.
All right. Well, let me do this first. Let me tell you guys about the Massage Chair House. You guys want some relaxation, some recovery, go see my guy, Dr. Eric Duncan. He is known as the Wellness Doc. He's got the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. Schedule an appointment with him at massagechairhouse.com or scan the QR code. Or go see him in person at the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road at the beautiful Massage Chair House department store.
Into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season
and take advantage of our $20 haircut special.
Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won.
We got
This guy's got a hot girl.
bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Chris Platte here to tell you all about Mad Packs. You guys know I'm filling in for Spencer, the unofficial spokesperson of Mad Packs. Boom shakalaka, get
Boom
high
shakalaka.
for the low. Now available at any retailer with you. Get high with Mad Packs.
Smoke weed every day.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm Eazy Mike.
Oh,
Christopher
shit.
Platte. What?
Okay, this is personal, but I gotta shout this out. One of my best friends, David.
Shout
out to David. Just got engaged.
Oh!
Hey, shout out to David.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. Shout out David.
Shout out to David, man. Congratulations to you and Dahlia, man. Man, great couple. I'm really happy for that.
Wow.
He went through hell to plan that thing too. So, shout out to him, man.
Shout out to Burn on Woodward Sports Chat. It says Barnes has done more than Mike in the playoffs. I think I read that part already. I apologize. I was kind of late to that one. Smash the like button, be a friend, tell a friend. Welcome back to Whatever Waits Live from 5 to 7 here at the Woodward Sports Network. I see a couple of Eagles fans creeping in.
For what?
Take your little victory, lad. Just know you're lucky. Kyron Williams had a couple fumbles. Just know you're lucky. We're hurt.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. A lot of people feel that way, by the way, too. I see Rob Gronkowski on the Kay Adams show. Yeah. Detroit Lions were that team last year. I think a lot of people know that.
They were the team of destiny, and then destiny closed the door in our face.
Destiny closed the door in our face. I just scrolled past something. Is this real? Did anybody see this clip? Did Dan Orlovsky pick Jordan Love to win the MVP?
Yeah, he did.
Like, seriously?
Seriously.
Listen, I would say I'm the lone Jordan Love guy at this network. In terms of like what I think he could be.
That's your man.
Does not make sense.
MVP is out there.
MVP?
I mean, MVP is kind of crazy.
Can he win the division?
Fired.
He's going to have to win the division to win MVP. They ain't giving that to wild card teams. That's for goddamn sure. And I don't think that's happening. But Dan does think that's happening. I remember Cam Newton had put him in a spot. They still got to beat the Detroit Lions. I guess what? Chris, you've been asking the question. We did put on the are there any strong takeaways to be had from this game? It's week 1, for Christ's sake.
Yes. It's week 1, and I need to see this team consistently deliver pressure to the quarterback. Because I think when you look at this team, you have belief in the secondary, you have belief in the offense, you have belief in the defensive line, but I need to see this team be ferocious because what have we seen determine Super Bowl champions? It's been pressure to the quarterback. Like Patrick Mahomes, the only 2 Super Bowls he lost, he was dealing with 50% pressure or higher. Like that is the absolute blueprint. That is the absolute blueprint. Shout out to you and Nick as well, Eazy, for you and Nick doing the research on the past 20 Super Bowl champions.
It's definitely eye-opening.
About defense. And that defensive line is key. So, yes, we have Hutchinson. Yes, I feel good about them taking the chance to prove their defensive line dominance. But I need to see that week one. If I see that week one, if I see that this defensive line is just going to be a demon, I feel great about the Lions' Super Bowl chances this year. I really, really do, because I think that's really the biggest question mark. And I don't even feel like it is a question mark because you have
Super Bowl
Hutch.
takeaways from week one.
Yes.
What you telling me?
I'm right here.
It's too early,
right
man.
Here. That's microwave Nick. This is air fryer Chris. I'm right here. I'm right here.
That's crazy. Air fryer's kind of better than microwave. I ain't gonna lie.
Let him cook. You said it. You said it. Let the people decide.
Super Bowl takeaways from tonight. From Sunday. I can't do. It's just too early for me. If you want to talk about,
but there's
like Dan Orlovsky calling that man an MVP of this league, I think he can make a bid Sunday if he does well against his defense, because I think it's a pretty good defense. But like Super Bowl, I don't know.
I'm saying though, easy. So I'm saying, like, if you just see something like, wow, it's gonna be like that. Oh, dude, we're gonna do it.
Like, we got to see it more than once.
I feel you.
And listen, I do think the Packers are going to be a
but
problem
this is a
in the NFC North. I don't. That's not a must-win. I'm not. It's not.
I know.
I mean, it's a big one for sure.
Yeah.
You can't call week one a must-win.
I know.
I can't have Super Bowl takeaways from week one. There's so much more that needs like four. The other thing too is like, okay, you dominate the Packers. Let's say you go out there and dominate. Who have the Packers ever been to like fucking pump your chest up about? All due respect to them, I do think they're going to be a problem in the NFC North. I do think they could insert themselves in the contender conversation at some point. We got to see it from them first.
Yeah. But they're preseason
They didn't do diddly
Super Bowl
squat
champs.
last year. They barely made the playoffs. They lost to the Chicago Bears last year.
Yeah,
Bears. I'm not taking Super Bowl statements from beating the Packers. Now, if it was the Ravens, we get to week 3, that happens. I'll take a little stab at a Super Bowl then. If you go against the Chiefs and you win that one, I'll take a Super Bowl stab at that. The Packers just don't. They don't garner that respect from me. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not good enough a team for me to be like, oh, we beat the Packers. We've been beating the fucking Packers.
Watch your mouth. That's a preseason football champions. The Bears won the offseason. The Packers won the preseason. Let's be real.
To me, there's one big takeaway that you can have in this game, and it was a former first-round pick who was drafted number 12 overall by the Detroit Lions. Can Jahmyr Gibbs be the best player on the field in a game with Micah Parsons and Aiden Hutchinson and Penei Sewell? Can Jahmyr Gibbs dominate this game and dominate his 3rd season in the NFL on his way to an Offensive Player of the Year? If that can be the case, it takes so much pressure off of Jared Goff, not just, in the play action, but being able to give that ball to Gibbs on early releases out of the backfield if he is getting a lot of pressure from the opposing team's defensive ends. I believe Jahmyr Gibbs is the key to a Super Bowl run for the Detroit Lions. Last year, we had our whole defense injured, or else I don't believe that happens. But in that game, we got away from what we do best, and it's run the rock with one of the best, most explosive players in the NFL. Can Jahmyr Gibbs put up 150 total yards in Lambeau week 1? Because if he can, that's a Super Bowl takeaway in my book, Chris, because we can rely on Gibbs. Maybe a little less, but the same way that the Eagles were able to rely upon a Saquon Barkley all of last year.
Okay. So your big takeaway would be
Jahmyr Gibbs being the best player on the field.
Being the best player on the field. How's it, like, long term? Is there a takeaway there to be had? Like Offensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, Offensive Player of the Year, ride Jahmyr Gibbs all the way to the Super Bowl. Pause.
Yeah. Yeah. Kool-Aid, are there any strong takeaways to be had for you?
Honestly, the strongest takeaway for me is that I believe Jared Goff is going to acquit himself this year quite well. We saw him in one playoff run do really well, play nearly flawless. We saw him in the next one go and have probably the absolute the antithesis of that, man. 5 turnovers. And really being the part that we know, if he plays clean, that team wins. I think this is the year that Jared Goff gets it done. I love the Jahmyr Gibbs take. He's somebody I believe is going to be definitely in the mix for Offensive Player of the Year and will be in the conversation for MVP. I definitely believe that. But I think it's Jared Goff who in the playoffs is going to finally separate himself from a lot of the narratives of that we hear creeping him now. He can't get it done. He can't get it done on the big stage. He can't get it done in the big game. He can't elevate his team when a Super Bowl is on the line. I believe that Jared Goff gets that done this year. I do.
Look, man.
Easy.
What?
How do you feel?
It's just week 1, guys. I guess I'll say this, and shout out to the chat that kind of, I guess, lean me this way. And it's kind of off the top of the head, too, so just bear with me a bit. But Terran Arnold. I don't know about any, end of the season award, but I do multiple times now, from Brad Holmes to Kelvin Shepard to Amon-Ra St. Brown, been saying, they've been seeing, big leaps out of this guy. The takeaway I want to have after this game is CB1. Or at least CB1 material. That's okay. I don't know. The awards, I think those are just too strong, if anything, to lean towards. From MVP to Super Bowl.
It's hyperbole.
No, I know. It's week 1. I can't, man. Week 3, come see me week 3 after we play the Ravens.
So week 3, you're ready to decide who's winning the Super Bowl.
You know what?
I mean, more than I would be ready for week 1. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing it. I'm getting Eazy on board with one number.
All right, what is it?
All right, let's
because
hear it.
I have a by the numbers that will get Eazy on board, or at least it should.
By the numbers.
My first by the numbers. 83% of Super Bowl champions in the Super Bowl era have won week 1.
Wow.
Only 17% Eazy have lost week 1 and went on to win the Super Bowl. By the numbers, the Detroit Lions, yes, this is a must win in Green Bay week 1. The numbers are behind it. Go with the Lions, run the ball, run the rock, dominate the line of scrimmage.
And I still believe that
number.
Jared Goff is going to prove himself. I do. He's going to be that. We're going to look at that game. We're going to realize there is a difference between Jared Goff and Jordan Love. We're going to see that clearly. If it has, I see you Eazy. I see you Eazy. I'm telling you, this is a game. Because last year, what was it? Oh, well, wait till week 5 or 6. I think this year, Jared Goff is coming out knowing, I got to be the man. Everybody out there that's counting us out is because of 2 things. Ben Johnson and Jared Goff. I've heard people stop saying, well, they got 2 new coordinators. And now it's just all, well, what is Jared Goff going to be without Ben Johnson? Who is Dan Campbell as a play caller without Ben Johnson? I hear people really just kind of say, you know, Kelvin Shepard is kind of cool, though. That's why I do believe when I heard David Montgomery talk about what he was saying, like, dog, y'all really don't know. He be talking that. He's really about that stuff. Talking about Jared Goff being a white boy that he would take to the hood. And I get that, man. I had one of those guys. Rest in peace, Josh. But it was just like, man, like, I believe that Goff will effectively step outside of the narrative, step out of the shadows of being propped up. And I think that he's going to finally be that guy that puts his team on his back. Starting week 1, bust all the narratives out the water as it relates to the Lions and the Green Bay Packers. They're not on the same planet.
Is it possible, though, with the new coordinator? I mean, we saw last year with a tenured coordinator and Ben Johnson, this offense starts slow. Is it possible that's the case with this team, too?
Well,
I wouldn't even be mad if it was.
Well, we do have a quote from one
Jared
Jared
Goff.
Esquire Goff. If you want to play that one for us, Kool-Aid, Jared Goff spoke to just those expectations and where we're at, and I think he said something that really, really jumped out to me.
You said Jared Goff?
Yeah, Jared Goff speaking. It should be the only one I think we have of Goff.
Jeez. Let me try and figure that out because I don't see it in here right now.
Okay, don't worry about it. His point was very interesting.
He was excited for it.
Yeah, he was excited for the new challenge, the new responsibilities.
Born in darkness.
But he said with the new coordinator, he said you typically don't know till week 3 or 4 anyways. Remember what Dan Campbell said last year.
It's going to take some time.
Week 4 or week 5. Well, look at the Lions' schedule. You better have it figured out by week 4.
Yeah,
because you start the season, Packers, Bears, Ravens, Browns. Chance to go 3-1. They've gone 3-1 in their first 4 of the last 2 seasons. I think they have a very good chance of doing that or better this time. Now, after that, you have, let's see here. Let me see here. Where did I have that? Oh yeah, you have Cincy, Kansas, Tampa Bay, Vikings, Commanders, Eagles. Shit gets real after week 4.
Shit.
So Jared Goff, yeah, you're right. You better find out what this offense is.
I
by
think
week
we got
4
the audio too. It was him in front of the Meyer board.
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
All right. Hey, let's listen to Mr. Jared
Let's hear
Goff.
from Jared Esquire himself.
Your 10th year now, the way this offense has developed with John too. Do you feel like there's a little bit more on your plate, and do you welcome that part of it? Do you love that part of it?
I do. I really do. I really try to see how much I can handle every week, and I think it's kind of, I try to ask for more, and it's kind of their job to like govern that, and ultimately they've done a good job over the past handful of years and doing that, and then this year it's kind of ramped up a little bit, which is great, and I've owned it. I'm in my 10th year, and I feel like there's certain things I can help with, and Johnny's been awesome, listening, and as well as giving me feedback when he disagrees with something that I think, and I think that's important.
Do you think you're in a great spot in that regard heading into week 1?
I do, yeah, I sure do. I think every year is different, and you don't know like kind of who your team's going to be, what your offense is going to be really yet until, I don't know, week 3, week 4, you hopefully have a pretty good idea. But to be honest, just no different than last year when we played the Rams week 1. We kind of were still trying to figure out what we wanted to be. And this year will be somewhat of the same. Hopefully we come out of the gates firing on all cylinders. But in reality, that's kind of hard to do right away. But yeah, we want to catch up to speed as quickly as we can.
Hey,
Shout
Jared
out to
Goff,
Kool-Aid.
I think he's growing a mullet.
Yeah, shout out to Kool-Aid for that.
I think he's growing a little bit of a mullet on that one.
Shout out.
But he's embracing it. I love that he's embracing that.
His own
Year
identity,
10
bro.
for him. Like, it's, yeah. That's
Year
what it
one
is at
as
this
a
point.
dad?
Like, real shit, Jared Goff's been highly regarded as, like, this, which, and I would agree to this point, too, a system quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
A guy that you kind of need a lot of things to go right around him for it to be successful. And obviously, if you had a lot of things going right around you, in most cases, it's going to look good for anybody. We've seen Jimmy Garoppolo go to the Super Bowl. We've never seen him, like, raise the expectations of a team. He's kind of been stripped of that in some sense with Ben Johnson's gone. I think he's looking forward to that because now this is the year that he could break that narrative.
Yes.
Like now this is the year where, like, if I'm being quite honest with you, if he has just as successful a season as he did last year, I think he could break into like a this is the only name I can articulate it to, but like a Peyton Manning. I know that's way over the top with it, but like he is a guy that's making these calls at the line. He's a guy that's playing through the system, hitting the open guy. Like I think he can finally break out of that system-dependent shell.
Yeah.
If he has another successful season.
I think.
Now, if he has a regular good season or just decent season, I think he's still stuck in that same category. But I think that's why he's I think that's why he's embracing like this role this year, because now this is the year he could fucking shed those finally, because he don't have that coordinator. He has an unproven guy behind him now, a guy that's been in the league for a very long time, by the way, too, that hasn't been asked to be a coordinator. He's always been kind of like behind the scenes type of dude. So like this year, I think Jared Goff truly can break that shell, and that's why he's looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think too. You look at last year, and last year it was going into that season. It was he's never going to be an MVP candidate. Well, he finished 5th in MVP voting, and so I know that's a long ways away from being the MVP of the league.
Yeah,
but he kind of did shatter that expectation.
It's closer than a lot of the people gave him credit for.
Yeah, and so he kind of broke that narrative, and now he has a chance to once again break a narrative.
For me to break that one, you got to be top 3. Because if you're 5 MVP voting,
you gotta be like 4
I'm dead serious. So
you gotta be like
5 in
anybody
MVP
can be
voting.
5.
No one's actually considered you MVP. Like when they were having debates last year for MVP, who was fucking Jared Goff? No one was fucking. No, it was Lamar, Josh Allen, and maybe. I think they're trying to throw Burrow in there. I think Saquon deserved a little bit more of a stake in there than Burrow at that point because of the records. But like. That's where I'm at with that thing. Listen, still very, very good year. I'm not taking that away.
Easy. How far back into the end zone are goalposts?
Exactly.
This one's looking 12
what
feet.
What goalposts being moved, though?
12 yards instead of 10.
All right. I'm moving goalposts. You tell me. Who out there was making an argument for Jared Goff to be MVP?
Half this chat.
How many first place votes? Yeah, that's true. I'm talking about.
You did change
no offense,
too.
chat.
I'm messing with
No
you,
offense,
bro.
chat. I'm talking about like unbiased people. You guys, I'm asking. Who you guys are laughing?
No,
what about top MVP? Nobody. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Okay, I thought you were just taking away that.
Well, I mean, you got to add
drinking
MVP
Kool-Aid,
candidate
too.
on his resume. He was an MVP candidate.
He had a great year.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
And guess what?
That was the narrative that he
guess
broke.
who didn't make that? I've been notoriously making that bet every single year.
Yeah.
I didn't make that bet last year because I fucking knew it was coming. I saw it in training camp. I told you guys. I
seen
came
the light.
back in training camp last year. I said, guys, this motherfucker look different.
Yeah.
And guess what? He looked fucking different. He had a phenomenal year.
That's not even
I'm saying
cap,
this
man.
year
I
though,
remember it.
without the backing of that go-to coordinator, that hot young offensive mind. He doesn't have that.
Yeah.
And I think he could break that mold this year. And that's for me included. I would have to take off the hat and be like, look, he's fully evolved.
Oh my God, he's bald.
I'll level with you. I'm putting some faith and hope that he's going to get it done because you're right. The next step for Goff is his mind making the decisions. No longer just Ben Johnson, but it's now Jared Goff. You talk about who's the senior most authority on the offense, probably Dan Campbell and then Jared Goff. I know Johnny Moore had some foundational pouring that he did here, but Jared Goff has been the straw that has to stir the drink for the Detroit Lions offense, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Chad is saying Sticky is about to enter the chat. Yeah. His spidey senses are tingling. Jared Goff. Jared Goff, you got spring action.
The first place vote. Oh, never mind. That's from a different year. I have to find him. I'm actually curious if we got any.
Yeah.
We gotta pay some bills.
We gotta pay some bills, and we got a whelp.
Do we just do it at the show at this point?
Yeah, we'll just do it at the end.
Okay.
We'll just do it at the end of the show.
Right. 6 of them.
One mailbag question. We're selecting one mailbag question. Get it in right now in the next 30 to 35 seconds, and then we'll
one mailbag question.
I mean, brother, look at the time.
What else are you gonna fill the time up with?
And we gotta do some reads.
Yeah, you're right.
We gotta do some reads, so just being a a fisherman. No, I'm excited for Goff because I think Goff has a real chance to break I won't say the last narrative because the last narrative would be the Super Bowl one, but he's really just down to those two narratives. He's really just down to those two. I can't remember a first overall pick with this many narratives as a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
he can't play in the cold.
He gets a lot of hate.
He can't do this. He can't do that. And shout to him for proving it.
Shout out to him. And yeah, I mean, you're going into Lambeau once again. He's played there 4 times in his career, and yeah, this is it's a big one now that the Packers are officially favorites in the NFC North. That's for real. They are, and all of the sports books that I've seen. So. This is a big game for the Detroit Lions, but I will say this is a spot where they feel comfortable. They feel comfortable being a dog. So I have full faith that the Lions are going to respond in Lambeau to start the season off. I believe you're going to get the Lions' best, honestly, right off the rip.
Shout out DNC ENT with the mailbag. Mailbag picks for tonight. There are a lot of people on Dallas with the dead emojis.
Crazy.
It's honestly
I mean,
nuts.
it's gotta just be you're addicted to getting money. You're just looking at the plus odds and you're just like, oh my God. That's gotta be it because there's no logical way.
Everybody picking Dallas lives in Dallas.
Was it you that said Dak 2 picks? Who was it that said Dak 2 picks? Somebody said that before show.
That was Brendan.
I got a sleeper though.
I don't hate that, although I kind of hate that because I got Dak in 2 of my leagues. Think he's gonna ball.
Yikes, that's tough.
They got no run game and they got no defense. He's gonna have to throw 900 million times.
I got one. I want your guys' thoughts on this.
What?
Okay.
So a little bit of juice. Everyone's expecting Saquon, Jalen, first touchdown. Hard play action, tight end, Dallas Goedert. What are we thinking?
Oh, I love that as a Dallas Goedert fantasy owner. Shout out.
What? Say one more time.
Dallas Goedert, first tutty, little sprinkle. Everyone's going to be expecting the run. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley.
I mean, brother, you gotta go against the tush push and Saquon. That does seem like insurmountable odds.
True. That's probably why it's plus 1,400.
Oh yeah.
I am not doing that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no. They're gonna tush push it in or fucking.
Yeah, keep
whatever.
talking shit. I'll look.
How much would you be willing to put on it?
I already boosted it. We're good. I put 10 to win. I think 28. Right. 280. Yeah. That's a good first bet in my eyes.
So, bets for tonight.
10 to win, 280.
How about Saquon 2 touchdowns? Are the odds good on that?
It's probably plus 180.
I guess we do got Kenny Clark now. Who hasn't been a great run defender as of late.
What if you do Jalen Hurts and Saquon to each get 2? They could get 4 touchdowns on Dallas.
We got.
Who do you guys more receiving? I think I actually did a parlay for tonight. Let me pull it up. It might be weak. I'm a very frugal bettor. But I'm pretty sure I had Pickens 50 plus, and CD for like 70 plus. Because they're gonna be passing. They're gonna be throwing the shit out of that ball.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's why I drafted Dak in 2 of my leagues, because I just feel like where he was at, the tier of quarterbacks he was in fantasy wise, like nobody's gonna be throwing that shit more than him. Will he throw some interceptions? Probably, but he's gonna throw crazy yards.
Yeah, I guess there's not enough.
That's why I'm big on Pickens too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not gonna make too many bets tonight. Week one sketchy. I made some Detroit Lions
Week
bets,
one, you gotta assess things. You gotta woo-saw. You gotta, I know we're all excited for football, but you gotta just woo-saw, enjoy it, and you gotta stream Weast. You gotta stream Weast Red Zone. Don't forget that
Sunday.
Don't forget that.
Hopefully, if
Sunday.
it's back. Sunday. Last time Goddard played Dallas, he scored a tutty.
Oh my!
What can I say?
It's cooking.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Fuck it, let's ride.
No, that's right.
I'll throw a fiver on it. Why not?
What was the one that we took last? Brock Wright. Oh god,
dude.
heartbroken.
Goff looked him up.
Yeah, that was like 10
it was gonna happen.
That was crazy.
That was a ridiculous amount of money.
I had Tesla for Sunday up until the illness. Now I don't know what the situation is with that now.
Tesla.
All right.
All
right. Let's get them in.
Yeah, all right. Let's get these reads and get out of here. Thank you guys. We appreciate you. We'll come back to Des to do sign-offs, but let's knock out these reads here. So I'll go first with Loom Cannabis, and then we'll go to Sun Cruiser and then Feldman.
Boom, boom.
So let me tell you about Loom. You can get 30% off your entire order. WSN30. That is the code you need. Listen, scan the QR code above my head. They have the buzzing drinks. They have everything you need. Loom, they've been with us for a while. We're fans of it. Loom Cannabis. Make sure you are using that promo code WSN30 and get 30% off your purchase. Remember, that's not a first time. That's any time. So keep that code saved, tucked away, so that you can keep using it every time you keep coming back, because the product is that damn good. Nick, speak about good products.
The best product in the game right now. Make sure you guys go grab some before the big game tonight. Only 100 calories and 4.5% alcohol. You know what it is. It is Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. They paired up with Woodward Sports Network. It's the biggest dynamic duo in the game. But Sun Cruiser's perfect for tailgates, couch gates, or wherever you're watching Detroit football. Make sure you guys drink responsibly and never get behind the wheel. But if you do want to get a new ride, make sure you check out Feldman Chevrolet. 5 locations in Highland, New Hudson, Novi, Livonia, and Lansing. This month's specials include a 2025 Silverado 1500 Crew lease for $189 a month, and you can also get a 2026 Equinox LT lease for $219 a month. This offer ends quick, September 10th, so get there ASAP.
Everyone's got the Eagles tonight?
Yeah,
I can't take
by
the
a
Cowboys,
million.
man. I can't. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I get my clips. That way we go watch that game. I appreciate you guys for rocking with us. Again, that's Chris, who is now on a thumbnail. He complained about that. Diva these days, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to KOOLAid.
Water was a little warm.
For making that happen. And shout out to Nick for fixing the audio. Appreciate you guys for watching us.
Shout out.
Make sure you leave your comments on the stuff you want us to cover tomorrow for the game. We will have Just on the desk. Chris will be in the booth. Nick will be in the booth. And then Monday reaction time, we gotta get microwave on the desk. You know, he'll be gonna fucking lose his mind. So, send in the stuff you guys want us to talk about in the comment section.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
This was good. Shout out to the chat. Thank you. Love y'all. Peace.